comedy. Hello, you mind movers. Welcome to Moving Mind Studio. I'm here with Sam and Brandon. Today we're talking about series finales. So series finales. There's nothing worse than like investing your time in a show and then the series ends on like a shitty note. Like it doesn't end the way
show shits on you.
It shits on your
Shits
soul
face.
So I want to like start the episode a bit by like venting a little bit. Just go on some rants. What is the most disappointed you guys have been from a series finale? I think I know your answer. It involves kind of a lumberjack type.
A what?
You know it. You know it. Just for saying that. Wait.
Oh.
There you go.
What the fuck is that? A lumberjack.
Dexter.
Dexter.
Dexter was my most disappointing.
Yeah.
So I
haven't finished because people were bitching so much of how it got.
Yet my
awful.
ringtone is still Dexter.
Yeah.
Because
Really? Loyalty.
Yeah.
It's a good ringtone.
Yeah.
It's a great ringtone. But I was talking about the other day. I was like, I should change my ringtone because I really didn't like how that show ended. No, it was such a great show, and it just
Yeah.
like come
By the
on.
way, we're gonna spoil a couple of series finales. I think.
Well, if you haven't
Yeah,
fucking
sorry
watched
about
Dexter
that.
by now.
But it's because like Dexter was at the same time as Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
And I was on the Dexter bandwagon. I was like, no, this show's gonna be better than Breaking Bad. But I was watching Breaking Bad at the same time, and then all of a sudden it just like switched, and I was like, Breaking Bad is amazing, and Dexter fucking ended horribly.
So what was horrible about the ending of Dexter to you? Like why do you feel this way?
Okay, so Dexter was like the protagonist of the show, but he was a bad guy. He was killing he was killing bad people, but he wasn't a good person.
Yeah, it's like an anti-hero.
And so everyone, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but we just said the only way it's got to end is Dexter's going to die. Dexter's going to die. It's going to end that way. We were all waiting for it. I'm going to say we because, man, we are the Dexter.
We are the people.
We are the Dexter people.
And then, he went onto his boat and he went into a hurricane, and it was like,
What? Like what?
Yeah,
Okay.
like because people were after him. Like it was done. He was
He got
like
caught.
finished.
Caught like they
Pretty
knew.
much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And then he gets onto his boat, and like his boat was always his like way to get out of things.
Yeah.
And he was going into a hurricane, and the hurricane's name was Laura, which was his mom's name, who died. And it was just perfectly fitting that he would die in a hurricane named after his mother.
Yeah.
And then it like gives another scene where there's like lumberjacks and all that. And you're like, where is this going? And all of a sudden, there's Dexter with a huge beard who's like got another job and is like living another life.
Yeah.
And then as the camera's coming in, and I swear to God, I knew this was going to happen and I didn't want to happen. He just like looks up and stares right into the camera and never broke the fourth wall before in the fucking show, except for in the intro title where he like winks. It's
okay.
And then
I want this to happen. I want this to happen.
ended. And it fucking pissed me off that he would.
Let this out.
Like, why? It just like, was it a
fucking
network
stupid.
thing?
Yeah.
Did Showtime ask for that to end that way? Were they like, in case we want to bring Dexter back, is this? But no, you don't want to bring Dexter back.
The lumberjack spinoff
like-
of Dexter.
It makes no sense. Do it from another
I used to
character.
kill
Grab
people.
another character
Like-
from that show and do a spinoff.
Like, oh no, we have another axe murder.
Right? And it's just, it was such a letdown. But I mean, seasons before, like there were, like any show, there were good seasons, there were bad seasons. Dexter went, I want to say 6. It was maybe 7.
It was a season after, I think it was, season after, what happened with his wife in the bathtub?
No, that was season 4.
Okay,
and I think
but then
there were
the
2
season
seasons
after that?
that.
Okay,
So
I heard the
think it ended
next
at
one wasn't
season
that
6.
good. That's why I stopped.
No, after Trinity Killer, it kind of went
Yeah.
down. But anyway, we're
Yeah,
talking series
okay.
finales here.
Okay, yeah,
Dexter
sorry, yeah.
was such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did the finale taint?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did it?
Yes.
That's what it-
Yes. It ruined it because that's the last thing you see
think
about
back
that show.
about the show, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's
like this is going to be your last memory of the show. Like whether you like it or not, that was the last original content of that show that you will ever see created, and that's what it ended on.
You invested so many hours with this character, and now
Yeah.
he's like, you just have to accept that he's a lumberjack now.
Not only that, but 5 minutes before, not even a few seconds before, you had your perfect ending. You gave me what I wanted to see. Fade out, just go to credits. I will be happy. And then just that little added thing just disappointed so many people.
That must have been a network thing. It must have been.
It had to be. It was so out of place and didn't make sense for the character, and it just.
The only other excuse I would think was that they thought they were going to have another season, but
they should have looked at ratings and been like, no, this is. Well, let's just pull the. And shows have to know when to do that.
Yeah,
we're pulling the plug.
Pull out, man.
We're
You need to know where to pull out.
You need to know when to
things
pull out.
go
but see, like,
south.
But yes.
Imagine there was another season, and there would have been people would have been like, "How is there another season? Oh shit!" And then like it starts, and he's like a lumberjack or whatever. Even that is better than ending like, you know.
True.
Yeah.
True. If there would have been a continuation
and you're like,
and been like, we're gonna explain this, I would have said okay. But because it was publicized as this Dexter is finishing, this is the series finale. Yeah. It was like, no, you could have done so much better.
You okay,
I'm so sorry, Sam.
You okay, bud?
I'm done.
You all right? How do you feel?
I had to go back. I reached back in the memory bean, and it wasn't a good thing.
I'm sorry. I thought it was gonna be therapeutic, but I think I just like.
No, you made it worse.
You're gonna punch a wall.
That was a while ago, though. That was 2000.
It's good 5 years,
maybe.
Talk slowly when we're not sure. Yeah. What about you? Do you have a bad memory that you want to? I want to ruin your night too.
Yeah, thanks, man. I have 2 shows that really. Can I do 2? Okay, do whatever I want. I got 25.
Oh no!
Dun, dun, dun. One show you guys will not relate to at all.
Boondocks.
No, that was a great show. Actually, don't know how it ended.
It ended?
Yeah, they're done with it. Yeah, one of them was an anime show. For you guys who really know me, you guys don't know what it is.
You didn't say the title.
Okay. You should know it. It's Naruto. For you anime fans out there, I've invested.
Is that your tattoo?
Is that those things?
For you guys, yeah, somewhere it's up there. Up there, if you can
those
see
things.
it. Naruto. I've been watching that show for 10 years. 10 years, and it was so great, and I just finished it, or I watched like the episode right before the season finale. I know what happens in the season finale like last week, and I was so fucking disappointed. I got a tattoo and everything, but it's like you said,
man, you branded yourself.
Yeah, man, I branded myself with that. I mean, I still honestly love it because it was a great show, and it like I literally grew up with the show and with the character, and that's why it meant like this whole show meant a lot to me. But it ended at a point where just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. And like it should have ended at a certain point, and then went on. It kept going on. Like
they were
the
stretching
character,
it out.
they're stretching it out. It ended on this big great war. I won't get into details, but big great war. And then on the character getting married. But that was like there was like 5 episodes of just characters trying to figure out gifts to get for them for their wedding for 4 or 5 episodes.
That's fucking
I was like, what the? And the thing is, like, I was like, what the fuck is
shopping.
this? Yeah,
They're still shopping.
You're like,
just
for 4 or
shopping.
5 episodes, I was like, what the fuck?
How long is an episode?
30 minutes about.
Still, man,
That's a lot of shopping.
Yeah, and it's crazy. But anyways, it's based off the manga and stuff. Anyways, whatever. So that's one show that I was like, fuck, you guys fucked up. But I still love it.
But did that happen in the manga? Did you read the mangas?
I think it did happen in the manga, but the problem with the show is that they really try to stretch it out. So they have a lot of episodes that are called fillers. And those are things that are, so there's canon, which is part of the show, and then there's fillers, which is just shit that the people that on the TV show make up, and it's always garbage.
They had like the Naruto manga, and then they had like some catalogs.
Exactly.
They're like,
Exactly.
I guess they could shop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's go through this page by page, and
Exactly.
they're gonna shop
exactly.
for this.
So that was one show that really fucking disappointed me in the end, but I still honestly love it, and I don't regret this fucking tattoo on my arm. The next is one that everyone still talks about. Could you guess what it is?
How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No. You're not found. You're
Lost.
there. You go. Was Lost. Did you guys
So
watch
what
Lost?
series is it?
What?
No, I gave up on Lost after.
So
when I
you-
realized
you
they
know
weren't going to answer all the questions, I was like,
Yeah.
well,
But you
why
guys
am I
know
watching?
the series finale of Lost.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
They're like in limbo, kind of.
That exactly. So you know the one way you hate where movies ended, where all this shit happens, and you're like, "Oh man, that's really fucked up." And like, it was a dream, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
you're just like, "Fuck."
So they were all.
So they're not dreaming. They were like in limbo Like this,
They weren't
they're
dead.
dead.
It was kind of
They're
like
dead the whole
purgatory.
time. Yeah, which completely ruined the show. I think the show was fucking great. It was amazing. I loved it. It was like the first show I actually watched like consecutively, like on my TV for this hour. Watch the show. But I feel like they actually lost themselves in the show. There was so much random shit that started happening. You're just like, where is this going? And then I think they fucked themselves in the end. They're just like, well, it was a dream.
The writers admitted that like they started threads and they didn't know how they're gonna end them, and they just like they kept
exactly.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way, and then they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And this was like Lost was like the internet kind of like dissecting shows kind of started around that time too. So people were like, maybe it's this. Maybe it's this.
Yeah.
They
The
were
writers
getting
must have been like,
ideas
fuck.
I feel like they really did.
I remember like after season 3 or 4, somebody was like, maybe they're like in purgatory.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they all died. And the writers must have been like
fans didn't know that
Exactly.
the writers didn't know that the fans don't know that the fans wrote the show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a cop out. It's one way to be like, we can't explain all this stuff, like you guys are just dead the whole time. And like one thing I will say to about the show is that it was in the time that the whole writer's strike happened, and it fucked up a lot of shows. And from that writer's strike and on is when the show just went like, whoa.
Which we just dodged another one. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. Like,
I didn't know that.
Very, very, very recently.
I didn't know that. Yeah, writers need their fucking respect, man.
Respect the writers.
Respect the writers.
Respect Writers Guild.
Respect the Writers Guild. All right.
What about you? What was your?
I mean, I think probably Sons of Anarchy. I don't think you guys have watched that show.
Is that where he's like on the bike?
Yeah.
Why does he do that?
Okay, so there's like a lot of things happen in this finale that are just like, fuck, dude. They have like in the finale, they have like, he has like all these enemies around the little town and stuff. And in the finale, he just like rides around and kills them all. Like he just kills them. He just kills them all. They just tie up all the loose ends like that. And then he kills himself.
Wow.
And he like rides into a truck.
Semi-truck.
But like horrible
Yeah.
effect. Some of the worst, like it looks like a cardboard cutout of the character.
What?
And it just looks awful. It just looks really bad. And then they end with like a crow like eating cake or something. Like it's
His brain?
no, it was just like cake. It was literally it was either cake or it was blood. It was something weird. And they had like weird tie-ins where like this trucker that had met a character is the one that runs him over, and it's like a weird, I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
just
fucking
didn't work.
stupid. And there was things in the episode that didn't make any sense. There's like all his gang have like he's decided that they need to kill him. And then he's like, well, you have to do it. And then the guy's like, oh no. And he's like, yeah, you have to. So then they're all lined up and he's going to shoot the gun. And then it's like revealed that everyone in the room was in on it and it was never going to happen. So it's like, who was that for? Why were you guys pretending to go through with that? It's like, dude, it pissed me off quite a bit. I still enjoyed the show though, but it had cheesy moments like that too. And they tried to shove in like one last cool car chase, but then they picked like this random song that was just like, I don't know. It was very disappointing.
Yeah, that goes to say what you said. I think series finale is a big deal. It's the last. It leaves a dirty taste in your mouth.
A lot of energy should be spent on the ending of your show, especially if you've spent so many years. Like Sons of Anarchy was 6 as well.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah, it was a long time. And I think that's probably the thing is part of it. Like they start all these story threads, and the show's ending. You need to find a way to wrap them up. In Sons of Anarchy, kill everyone. Just kill them all, and everyone's dead.
That I feel like that's the easy way out.
Yeah,
it's a cop out.
Yeah, and then like Lost is also an easy way out. Oh, it's all
like,
a dream in purgatory.
Yeah.
Dexter sounded like it could have had a great ending if they didn't lumberjack him.
Yeah, they just had to end on the fade out. That's it.
Some shows that like you're talking about Naruto being stretched out for a long time. Like I'll like watch the show for a few seasons, and if I lose interest, I'll still like check back in to see what the finale was. Like How I Met Your Mother.
Me too.
I gave up after there was an entire season based around Ted Mosby's romance with like I forget, she was like trying to protect a building.
Yeah,
and the entire season,
Jennifer, the blonde girl there from Once Upon a Time.
So the entire thing was around her. But you're like, I know she's not the mother, and I'm watching because I want to know who the mother is. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to watch the finale. And I did. And like, now I know. Like, I have closure on that. And a lot of people, did you guys like continue on with that show?
No, I hit that season. I'm like, I can't watch this anymore.
I went up until the before last season.
Wow.
And then my brother kept watching, and he was keeping me up to date with what was going on. And then when I found out the entire last season was around the wedding, just I think it might have been even just the wedding day. So the whole episode is one day.
Yeah,
the whole season is one day. And then I was like, no, that's not. And like my brother said it was great, but it's just it was getting repetitive. And when it first came out, it was very good. Like the show, amazing. I was like. I was attached to it. Like I just kept watching all of it. And so I made a point to watch the finale. Like I wanted to see how it ended. And then I thought it ended really well. Like it wasn't about the mom. It wasn't. It was about Ted's relationship with Robin. And that makes sense because that's how the show started. It started and then the ending ends exactly the same way as the first episode with their first date. And it was just like,
I did actually like that finale a lot. I thought it was really cool how they wrapped that up, just to show how much filler the show had become. Like you said, the entire last season takes place on one day, and it's a wedding day between, I think, Barney and Robin. And then in the finale, they're just like, we're getting divorced. They got divorced within like 5 minutes. And then it moved forward. So like that whole season was for like just erased in 5 minutes.
And that whole season, I believe you knew who the mother was. And then she ends up dying. Like she dies.
So, the mom dies?
They closed everything up. Everything was like Robin and Barney divorce, the mom dies, so now Ted and Robin can be together.
Like and what's cool about it is that the kids are like, why don't you date Aunt Robin? And he's like, well, what are you talking about? They always called her Aunt Robin. This wasn't really her aunt. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? It's like, well, clearly the story you've been telling us, what seems like forever, is that you're in love with Aunt Robin. Why don't you go? And then like it's the kids that convince him, like, And it was like, was he just trying to get his kids to convince him that like Robin's the one? So then he's like, oh, okay, well, my kids approve. I'm gonna go get Robin, and it was a nice way to finish it.
That's a pretty nice.
It's like it wasn't about the mother. But he's telling his kids how he meant. But it's actually because he's trying to say, I want to move on and I want to go. So it was a nice way to do it.
I feel like you could jump forward from season like 5 to
for sure.
The finale. Like that's what I did. And I was like, all right. I don't give a shit what happened in between. If someone starts to tell me, oh well, and I don't care. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I know what the mother is.
There's a lot like some shows have that when you have so many seasons in between, like The Office. You can remove some seasons and still understand what goes on. And like I know did you stop watching it? Is that what it was?
It was my absolute favorite show, and I even stopped watching it. I did. I went back and I watched the last seasons, and they were good. But at a certain point, I got tired of my favorite show. It just it was repetitive after a while. And then when Steve Carell left, it was like, you guys are really just trying to pull stuff. But then
I liked it, man.
They found themselves.
I liked it. I continued watching. I pushed through, and some episodes I was like, meh. It wasn't the best, but maybe the next one will be better. And I loved the finale. I thought it was the perfect way to end the show and say goodbye to the characters.
It was very sentimental. Everyone got something cool. Interesting thing about The Office is that I think in like season 9 or something, they did, I think it's called like a backdoor pilot or something. There was an episode that they tested. They were going to do a Dwight spinoff. So there's an episode that revolves around like the farm, and you had
him at the farm, his brother,
his brothers. You had Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley. You had I forgot his name, Badger from Breaking Bad. And they were gonna like extend it even further, but then they did, like NBC didn't pick it up.
Oh, that's interesting that you say that, because I remember they wanted to do like the Shroots and all that, and then when you mentioned that way, that whole episode could have been an entire other show.
It was all about like a funeral.
I'm not surprised. I don't even think that would have worked.
I don't think so. Like a Joey.
I don't think spinoffs don't work very well because I mean like. The whole thing about with The Office is the dynamic between all these characters now, and like you won't have that anymore. You won't have Jim berating fucking Dwight all the time. It's not gonna be as good. So
One thing that I found was interesting. I was thinking about this today is that shows that don't know if they're gonna be canceled or not have better season finales than popular shows. If you think of like The Walking Dead, they can end on a cliffhanger, and they do quite often. They'll have a season finale that is like, who's gonna die? Tune in next year. But like Parks and Recreation, Breaking Bad, they were almost always season to season. Yeah. Even Parks and Recreation, the before last season, they weren't sure if they were coming back. So they ended it in a way that was like,
if it ends now, it ends.
Yeah, if it ends now, it ends. Like every season was kind of wrapped up. Even like Parks and Recreation, they had essentially their last season. They called it a farewell season. And for me, like I know a lot of people liked it. I feel like that didn't have to happen. I was very happy with like the before last season finale.
Yeah,
it was all
it could have easily ended there. Then like the flash forward thing. Like, I thought it was an interesting concept. I don't think it was necessary for the show. I liked it just because I'm biased and I liked Parks and Rec. But yeah, you're totally right. It could have just ended where
like the entire last season was just they were trying to like recapture the same kind of moments that made the characters popular by like kind of just like re-showing them, and I don't know. Yeah, I thought it could have just ended. I feel like the pressure to perform of you don't know that you're coming back next season has made for great season finales. Yeah, and I'm sure it's made for great series finales for those who have been canceled. Yeah, like I know people loved Hannibal. I don't know. Did you guys watch Hannibal?
I watched like 4 episodes. And I
know that got canceled. If anyone's watched Hannibal, let us know if that got canceled on a good note or if they left it open-ended.
Have you ever cried during a series finale?
The Office.
I rewatched a clip from the Office finale. I cried today.
Yeah, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like
it's amazing.
It was like when Michael Scott returns.
At the wedding.
Yeah, and Dwight's like, "You came." And
that's what she said. Yeah,
I cried.
Yeah, me too. I was upset that he was only there for a little bit, but that's what made it good. I think. Like I wanted more from him. He wasn't there for very long, but I think that's what made it.
Yeah.
Good.
I love and he's there and he has kids now.
And
and
he got
Pam
the life
like
he always wanted.
He has kids.
Think,
and they say like he bought 2 phones because he wanted to store more pictures. Like it was great.
I think that for me that was my favorite series finale is The Office for sure.
For me, it's
I
think I have a 3-way tie of The Office, Breaking Bad. I thought that was like phenomenal.
Yeah. Breaking Bad was just a perfect series from start to finish.
And 6 Feet Under. Had a
that was great. That was an interesting twist, and I thought they did. Do you know what happened?
No, I watched only like someone gave me the DVD. I watched like 3 episodes and I didn't finish it.
I mean, the whole.
Don't.
I won't spoil it. Okay.
Don't. I think I'll watch it.
Honestly, you should watch it. Okay. You should watch it.
I will.
It was a way that I've never seen a show end that way.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, dude, I
watch it after this.
Shivers, and that was the first time I heard Sia.
Was it her like her
old?
what? Man. I bet she was like her most popular song back then. It was like a really slow.
Breathe Me.
Yes, that was her.
Oh, dude,
she's blocking the crow's feet. Is that why?
See, this is before she covered her face.
I'm getting shivers thinking about that song.
I gotta watch this now. Damn it.
Honestly, I rewatched the last 5 minutes countless times.
Really?
It's one of the most powerful things. But you have to watch the whole show for it to.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta watch it.
If you just go like YouTube series finale, you're not gonna feel anything.
It's dude, it's so. It's
my cry show was
orgasms.
Chuck.
You cried in the finale of Chuck?
Really?
Because I think Chuck was the first show that I watched religiously every single episode, like from start to finish. And then, like, we knew it was the end, and I was just so captivated by the characters. And that show, like, they had like their level. It was an action show, but it was also like romantic. There was like the 2 characters were involved in all that, and it ends in a way where it's just like you kind of feel bad for the characters. And then they like have a moment, and you don't know how it's gonna end, and it ends that way. Where it's just like, what will happen next? But you know that that's the end. And honestly, like the last scene where they're on the beach together, and it's just like they're reminiscing about the show. It was taking me back to like all the nostalgia of like the show, and then I like I had a tear come down my cheek, and I was like, I'm gonna miss this show.
You have things like The Sopranos that ended on a. I never like I didn't get into The Sopranos. I never. Did you watch The Sopranos?
I know what this. No, I didn't. I watched a few of them, but I know the season finale because it was a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
I watched the finale and I was like, it's a fucking cool way to end, man. I like open endings. Yeah. Like I was. If I was thinking about one of the new shows on Netflix, The OA, and I love that show, and I think I don't. You guys haven't seen it.
I watched the pilot.
And you guys, it's really good. It's really out there. It's really good, but it ends in a way that I cried. Like, and I don't even know why I was crying. I just cried.
We're getting older.
It's like, exactly. We're getting older, but it's like a whole. I won't give it away, but they have this whole dance thing they do at the end, and you don't even know, you don't understand it too much, but there's something in there. You're just like
that Bollywood ending.
Oh,
that you're always talking about?
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly, it was that, and I cried, but it was so good, and it just made me think. Apparently, there's supposed to be another season, but there's some shows where I find like you don't need to continue this.
Just end it.
Stop here.
Dude.
Like, and OAs for me is there because there's so many unanswered questions, but I love that because it starts the conversation. I don't want them answered. I just want to be sitting because like. When it ended, I can't count how many times I've had conversations about what we think it meant, like how it ended.
Yeah.
What is your perception of? And it starts a whole discussion. And like to bring that back, like don't do it because it was a hit show in a way. I know, and it's the money. That's what people are like, fuck, we can make more money off this. But anyway,
like Bloodline. Bloodline.
rant.
I don't know if you've watched Bloodline.
No,
I watched the
But
pilot.
like season 1 ended in a a way where it's like.
That's it.
Just end it. Just end it. And then there was season 2, and I was
Yeah.
like, what are they doing? And I started watching season 2. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And now season 3 is about to go on, and
it's
then
awful.
they said that's the series, like it's the last season.
But you've already gone too far.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
Like
thing,
you've already shot yourself in the foot.
yeah.
You've made these seasons, and now it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like same thing with, well, no, because this was controversial. The Killing. Did you watch The Killing?
No,
The U.S. version.
I know.
I saw my sister and my mom were obsessed with that. I saw some episodes. It was very good.
I loved The Killing. I thought it was just going to end after season 1, though. Like I would have been so happy. Some people have said that they really like season. I think they've done 3 seasons or 4 seasons. But I was like, no, I couldn't get into season 2. I was like, just let me just finish it, just end it.
That doesn't
that's
happen,
the
man.
biggest
Like if things
problem.
are successful,
Yeah.
If money wasn't a thing, a lot of shows would be ending at the right moments. But a lot of people are like, fuck, we can milk this for another season.
sure.
But no one cares about that anymore.
Have you
Everyone
guys
cares
ever
about
watched the
money.
show Broadchurch?
No. Do I even watch
No.
TV?
It's a
You're
UK
really
show.
friends. I'm like,
Watch Broadchurch.
It
ends.
Yeah.
Season 1 ends.
Yeah.
You get everything answered. It
Yeah.
ends. And then
Yeah.
I heard that there's a season 2, and I like looked online to see what it was about, and they just tried to stretch the story, and it got canceled halfway through the season because everyone
see, that
it
happens,
was a show that I think it had like the most viewer drop in like a season, and people were like, "Fuck this, no!"
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, because your season 1 was
Exactly.
amazing.
They
Don't
should-
try to stretch it."
see, that's the
should
flip
take it as a
side of what I
lesson,
was
man.
saying. Like where they'll have really strong season finales, but then like I guess if they're too strong, then it's like, no, we're good. Like,
Yeah.
we-
That's
hey,
it.
writers,
End the
let's
series.
write another
Yeah,
season. It's
that's
like,
it. But people want to
no.
milk it, man, and the money ruins art.
That's why campus law
Yeah.
ends in such an
Exactly.
open way.
Oh
You
my
don't
god.
know.
Yeah, you don't know.
There's a big bomb that goes on. No, there's no. You'll see.
Hopefully, you'll see.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. All right. So let us know in the comment section what if you have anything like Sam that you're pissed off at a series
Oh,
finale.
fucking Dexter! Oh, God damn it!
He's gone. Okay.
Did you have series finales that you really liked? And
fucking Office. Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus, everyone's leaving. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you agree with our picks of bad finales or if you enjoyed them. And follow us on the Twitter, Moving Mind Studio, Instagram, Moving Mind Studio. Yeah. He's tossing.
I don't know what he's fucking.
All these Dexters! Why do I have all these Dexters? All the seasons.
And
Do you have the last season?
Sam's
Final season.
Sam's
It was a
having
gift.
a breakdown.
It was a gift.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have paid for that yourself.
It was
Yeah.
a gift.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Garbage gift.
Garbage season.
See you guys next time.